You know it's times like these we're so much happier. Nights like these we'll remember those stupid jokes. Only we know. You know when I'm with you I'm so much happier. Nights like these we'll remember those songs.
Hi guys, so I got to the hotel pretty late and I was scared to speak in these clips because it was late and I was paranoid that other people could hear me. So I decided that I would just film a voiceover later, but I thought it'd be cool to I don't know, run through my skincare routine really quick because I'd never done that for you guys. And I was really also quite proud of myself for filming or for even doing my skincare even though I was in a hotel and very excited and it was late. So this is me doing my skincare. I honestly was just very, very excited and I was trying to think of things that would be good vlog content, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I forgot to vlog a lot of stuff. So this isn't the best vlog, but in my defense, I was very excited. I was scared to run the water also because again, I was scared the walls were really thin and I feel like it was kind of late and running the water just seemed so fucking annoying, and I was like, I'm gonna get a noise complaint. And I was trying to dry my hand or dry my face with my hands because I didn't want to use the towels on my face because I thought that was weird. I don't know where those have been. And my skin is sensitive. So I tried to dry it with air. And then I did a face massage. Look at me. I was like, if Louis Tomlinson looks at me, I have to look good, right? So I did a quick little face massage with my skincare routine. Honestly, proud of myself. I had never been in a hotel room by myself before, and I really thought that the only right thing to do would be to live my sweet life of Zack and Cody fantasy and just be a hooligan. But again, it was late and I was trying to be quiet, so here's a quick montage of me trying to be Zack and Cody. I didn't actually jump on the bed, by the way. Let me just clarify. That clip of me about to jump, I didn't jump. I was just about to jump. I faked it. I'm a fraud. And then I was exhausted and just watched TikTok until I fell asleep. And then I woke up at 4:30 in the morning to go get in line.
You know when I'm with you I'm so much happier. Nights like these we'll remember those songs we wrote. Only we know. You smile at me and say it's time to go, but I don't feel like going home.
Oh my god, I look horrendous. Please excuse my appearance, but I am going to explain to you what just happened. That was the most chaotic thing that I've ever experienced in my entire life, and that is why I look like this. So basically, they said not to camp, but we all know that Louis fans, Harry fans, One Direction fans aren't gonna listen to that. So we didn't camp overnight, but we got there at 5:30 a.m., a little bit after. And there was already a line started. People definitely did camp, and so they started a fan line, and they didn't put numbers on everyone's hands. It was one person in the front that was administering the numbers, and they didn't give everyone a number. They just gave the people around them a number, and then nobody else knew that the number thing was happening. So the people, we were midline, and the people even midline back had no idea that the numbers were happening, but somebody behind us realized and went up and got a number. We realized what was happening, but the people behind us got a number higher than us because they realized what was happening first. So when we went up, they gave us a decimal point to try and correct it. But when the time came, we all knew nobody was gonna fucking honor this as much as we wanted to. Everybody fucking stormed the doors. Literally me and the person that I was with were casually strolling over to see if a line was forming on the other side of the building, and as we were going, people started sprinting around us, and we had to start sprinting, otherwise we were going to literally get trampled. It was insane. And then we were squished up against a bunch of people, and they were squished up against the doors, so nobody could even open the doors if they wanted to. But the problem was the website and everything said that they were going to start lining people up at 8, but it was a mistake, and they were actually not supposed to start until 9. So this lady came out and she was like, I can't in good conscience honor the 8 o'clock mistake because people who have been calling have been getting told 9, so people would show up at 9 and then be disappointed that the line actually started an hour earlier. which is fair, but like that was their mistake, you know? And the line was so horrific. It wasn't a line, it was just like a bunch of clumps, and everyone was getting shoved, and people were getting so fucking aggressive for no reason. Like, it's a concert, and we're all gonna go see him. And like, it was just insane. Like, people were swearing and shoving and like threatening people, and it was literally like so bizarre. And because I'm short, I was like everybody's shoulder level, so I was like boxed in. I felt like I was gonna suffocate. Also, it was like 1,000 degrees outside, and we were directly in the sun, and the line didn't budge for like a really long fucking time. And then the lady came back out, and she said they were gonna do a lottery, like pull numbers out of a hat. We did not do that. She was like, if you guys can get in a single file line, which never happened, by the way, then I can hand out wristbands. And she started handing out wristbands to like the people in the front, and then she stopped after like 20 people, and then started screaming again, and was like, it was like one lady versus everybody. So I did feel bad for her, but like I feel like the venue should have organized it better. But also, it's a new venue, so like I do really feel bad for them. Like, I'm not blaming anybody, it was just really chaotic. And eventually we did get to the front. This is my wristband, and now I have to like go do my makeup and get ready and stuff. But that was like insane. Like, I really almost passed out. The person that I was with, his dad, had to like come bring us water in line because like it was so insane. But we made friends in line, which was super fun. We got some friendship bracelets. We did. I'm 142, which isn't super bad, so I'm not worried about it. And at the end of the day, I'm just like glad I get to see him. Like, it's like not even that deep if I finally get to see him, you know? But yeah, I have to go put my makeup on. I'm like, I just had to shower because I was like drenched in sweat. This like mass of people smelled horrendous. But yeah, it's time to get ready. Okay, this is the outfit we're rocking with. I kind of think I'm gonna like pin this up somehow though, because it like, I don't know, fits kind of awkwardly, but this is the outfit we're rocking with. Also, my makeup's done. I didn't do lashes because I did not have it in me today. But yeah, this is what we're rocking with. I think I'm gonna wear my Docs, but that also sounds kind of frightening. So I might wear my Hokas, even though they don't match. They're like bright fucking turquoise, and they'll look ridiculous, but they won't hurt, so I don't know. We'll see. But yes, this is the outfit.
not get to do these shows without all of you incredible people. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We're gonna have a good night, Boston. going back to 505. If it's a 7-hour flight or a 45-minute drive, in my imagination you're waiting, lying on your side, with your hands between your thighs. Stop and waste that. When you look at me like that, my darling, what did you expect? I'll probably still adore you with your hands around my neck. Oh, I did last time I checked.
I just got back to my hotel, and I'm currently experiencing very, very real post-concert depression. Quick recap, I touched him because he does this thing where he like runs up against barricade, and I touched him. I got barricade for like a little bit, but most of the time I was like second row, which is still phenomenal. I can't form thoughts. One, because I have been awake since 4:30 and it is now 12:38 a.m. And two, because I just saw Louis Tomlinson. So I'm gonna make a more coherent recap when my brain works. But I wanted to give my initial thoughts. But it turns out I don't have any, because I am in shock. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I think it is about time for a recap. If you somehow made it through that entire video and the title of the video and the plot of it somehow still wasn't clear, I saw Louis Tomlinson in concert for the first time after being obsessed with him for literally over half of my life. And it was phenomenal. He's phenomenal. It was so amazing. I actually don't know the words. Perhaps this recap will be harder than I thought. I waited a couple of days. I kind of wanted to do it like right when I got home because I wanted everything to be fresh in my mind, but I also was and am suffering with extreme post-concert depression. So I waited because I was like, I can't even talk about it. Like, you thought I couldn't be normal about it before? It's worse now. It's worse. Significantly worse. But basically, the queuing experience was hell. It was literally terrible. I heard some other people in line, because I had never been to another show, but I heard some of the other people in line saying that it was like the worst they'd experienced, which, yikes. It wasn't good. I will say, the venue is new, so I just don't think they were like all that prepared for what was coming their way, because they hadn't had an artist with like a large, crazy female fan base yet, which, understandable, valid. However, I do, like, in line after all of the crazy, I heard somebody else talking
to like the staff, and they were like, oh, do you have like plans to fix like what went wrong tomorrow, because he was playing two nights in a row at that venue. And they were like, no, people are just gonna follow the rules tomorrow. And I was like, uh-oh. And I saw on Twitter that no, they in fact did not follow the rules the next day, and I knew that they wouldn't. I wish that people would, but like that's just not, it's not, I'm not surprised, like, yeah. So the queuing experience was the worst part, but I will say I do think it was worth it in the end, because I did get to, well, I was second row for most of it, but I did get to barricade at one point, and I also did, in fact, touch him. Because if you don't know, he does this thing where he, like, rushes the barricade, and he'll get up on the barricade in parts and, like, run back and forth down the barricade, and I did in fact touch him, which is crazy, because my brain still can't process the fact that he's real, so. That was crazy. That was wild. The whole thing was wild. He's phenomenal. Like, he is somehow even more beautiful in person. Like, I thought he was beautiful in pictures. The second he stepped out on the stage, I was like, be so for real. Like, how? How? But anyway, yeah, I sat on the hot Boston pavement for many hours. I made friends with lots of small bunnies. And by made friends with, I mean that I admired them from afar, because they were wild, and I didn't, you know, safety and whatnot. I also made friends with people, which, fun. Yeah, in line. We made friends with a lot of people, which I think making friends with people is going to get you a lot farther than being aggressive and mean and pushing and cutting, because a lot of people were taking that route, and it really wasn't doing so good for them. At all. Yikes. Big yikes on that part, because it was like I cannot stress to you just how awful it was. There's no scarier group of people than teen girls and their moms. Like, it was really frightening. But yeah, I got some friendship bracelets from, like, friends we made in line, and actually, well, one of them was from friends that I made in line, and the other was we went to Starbucks after we finally got our fucking wristbands, and there was, like, a group of people who were also going to the concert in the Starbucks, and they had, like, a fuck ton of, like, the friendship bracelets, so they gave us some of those. Or one, yeah. I got one from them, and then one from my friends in line. And that was super awesome. I don't know if you can see, like, I don't know how much of behind me you can see, but my wristbands are on the wall. This is my, like, memento wall. It's actually the only wall in my room that is decorated at all. Which is why I film right here, because I'm like, every other wall in my room is, like, excessively boring. Oh well. Also, Giant Rooks is one of the bands that opened for him, and they're phenomenal. They're so fucking good. Like, they're so incredible. If you haven't heard of them, or you haven't listened to their music, I highly recommend it, because they're so good. Like, so good, and their stage presence is phenomenal. Louis' stage presence, phenomenal. He also made eye contact with me multiple times, and he, like, cheersed at me and the person that I was with, because we were waving at him, like, aggressively. Yeah, post-concert depression is real, and it has me by the throat. It is repeatedly choke-slamming me to the ground as we speak. Oh my god, what's happening? So sorry for that, personally. I will say the entire, like, 3-day period, I think I got, like, a total of, like, 5 hours of sleep. Worth it. Totally worth it. Like, if you can see him live, see him live. This is your sign to buy the concert tickets that you're thinking about buying. But yeah, if you want, like, a total play-by-play, this is my best quick recap. If you don't know, for, like, Louis concerts, Harry concerts like that, fans tend to camp out at the venue overnight so that they can be, and fans that have, like, pit tickets or GA tickets, so that they can be some of the first people in line so that they can get to barricade, okay? And this tour, like, all of the venues have said no camping. Like, it's been, like, a rule. You're not supposed to camp. But of course, people do it anyway, because of course people aren't going to listen. So we decided we weren't going to camp, obviously, because you're not supposed to, but we got there early in the morning, like, earlier than the time, but not, like, excessively early. But we got there, and there was already, like, a fan line forming, because people had camped overnight. And they were, like, putting numbers on people's hands and stuff, and I was like, so we got in that line and we waited. the venue fucked up, and like their website said that they were going to open the doors and start handing out wristbands at 8, but they actually weren't going to start doing that until 9. And at 8 o'clock, everybody like rushed the fucking doors. We had to run, otherwise we were going to get trampled. Like, we were casually walking in that direction, and then like it was like I felt people like rush around me, and if I hadn't like ran, I was gonna get fucking trampled. It was horrifying. So everyone's like squished up against the building, up against the doors. I'm thinking like nobody can even come out to give us anything because y'all are pressed up against the fucking doors, like packed in like goddamn sardines. Mind you, it's 90 fucking degrees outside already. Crazy. They told us that we all had to leave and come back at 9 because they couldn't in good conscience hand things out at 8 when they've been telling people that called 9. Whatever. Obviously nobody fucking left, and when they finally did just decide they were going to start handing out wristbands, we were supposed to get in a line, but it was not at all a line. At all. I'll insert the fucking video of what the line looked like.
Dealing with, I was like holding on the door.
And then they handed out wristbands to the first like 20 people in that clump, and then decided they were going to stop, and then they just told everyone that they were going to send everyone away if we couldn't get in like a more cohesive line. And I was like, perhaps you should have said that before you started handing them out, because like you've already handed them out to 20 people. Like, you've got to just keep going. And they kept telling people like in the front and in the middle to back up, but we couldn't back up because of all the people in the back. Like, you have to tell the back of the line to back up first. That's just how, you know? So that was crazy. We did eventually get wristbands. They handed out 200 green, 200 blue, and 200 orange. And we ended up getting green wristbands. I was 142. I think the person I was with was 141. We were in that like clump of people in direct sunlight and 90-degree weather for an hour because they just like wouldn't hand out the wristbands, and it was like horrible. It was really bad. Again, worth it. But yeah. So we finally got our wristbands. It was like 11 at this point, like 11 a.m. when we finally got our wristbands. And that's when we went to Starbucks, and then we went to our hotel, showered, got ready, all of that, and then we had to come back. They said we had to be in our like numbered line no later than 4. Like 4 was like the latest you could get there and have them honor the number on your wristbands, or you were getting sent to the back. So we got there at 3. And the doors didn't open, like, to let us into the concert till 6. So then, again, that's another 3 hours on the hot fucking Boston sidewalk in direct sunlight. Sucked. But we stayed hydrated. It was safe. We were fine. Like, we were totally fine. It was just, like, super fucking hot. And then we got in, and because it was, like, you had to go through security to get in, it was, like, only a few people going into the actual venue at a time. So it's not like we were, like, having to be pushed in that regard, but we got to the second row like immediately. We went kind of to the side because we knew everyone was going to go to the middle to try and get barricades, so we went up to the side, so we were like side right. Yeah. Overall, it was an amazing experience. Louis Tomlinson is amazing. I still can't believe he's real. I still feel very much post-concert depressed. I can't believe his American leg of the tour is over. Like, that's crazy. That's wild. But I finally can check that off my list. I've finally seen Louis Tomlinson live. That's insane. Anyway, that was my kind of vlog, it was like kind of hard to vlog because like the queue part was so chaotic, and then like, I don't know, it was hard to vlog, but I tried my best, and thank you for coming along with me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next Monday.